Kilmar Abrego Garcia or whatever, the hand tattoos that he had, they there's a picture of Trump holding like a picture of his hand tattoos, and they had photoshopped MS13 on his knuckles to try and like indicate what they think that those tattoos are supposed to mean. But Trump at least is pretending like he thinks those are real tattoos. That either somebody told him that that is real and that nobody told him that that's a photoshopped image, or what I think is more likely is that he understands all the that this is really bad optics and that he's trying to find a way out. And a way out is to pretend like he thought it was a photo, like it was real the whole time, and that somebody was wrong and informed him wrong, and that it's always somebody else's fault. I have a feel like he gets no benefit of the doubt. He gets no benefit of the doubt anymore that oh, somebody just told him like this was photoshopped, or he's just an old dude who doesn't know what Photoshop is, or he doesn't get any benefit of the doubt like that anymore.
I can't have a trial, a major trial for every person that came in illegally. We have thousands of murderers that
You can't have a major trial for every person that comes in illegally. Why not, though? Haven't we done that throughout the entire history of the United States? Has there ever been a period of time where we haven't done that? And is there a good reason why we are unable to do that? The answer is, of course, no.
came in. They're going to murder people. They already have murdered people in our country.
Right, so
we have to get them out, and we have to get them out fast.
Really bad guys, but in our country, even bad guys get due process, right?
If people come into our country illegally, there's a different standard. These are illegal. They came in illegally.
But they get due process.
Well, they get a process where we have to get them out. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about.
So he literally oh my God, this is so like, what happened to this guy, man? I don't know, bro. If you showed him a clip, like you went 20 years in the past and showed Donald Trump a clip of himself saying this, I think he would be disgusted. He would be like, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm not going to say Trump used to be sane or better, but he used to be a little better, and he used to be not a complete fucking moron. This isn't even moronic. This is dark. This is like, this is, I can't even think of a reasonable defense for this. How can you possibly know that they're criminals if you don't have the trial? I understand what he's saying, all right? He doesn't want to have sympathy. He views the due process as sympathy in a way, and he doesn't want to give these people sympathy if they've committed a crime. But how could you possibly know if somebody's committed a crime without the trial? Otherwise, it would just be an accusation. Like, and sir, oh, this is. Anyways, let's continue.
The Venezuelans.
They get whatever my lawyers say. These tattoos.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not
Don't
have the
do that.
letter MS13.
It says MS13.
Yeah, that was Photoshopped. So let me
That
just.
was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry, but you're not being very nice.
Oh, Trump's trying to manipulate him here. What? He's literally trying to be like, watch what you're saying.
Giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know,
Bro, this is disgusting.
Hey, Terry.
He did not
Don't
have the
do that.
letter MS13.
It says MS13.
Yeah, that was Photoshopped. So let me
That
just.
was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I
fully
picked you
believes
because,
that it was
frankly, I
real.
never heard of you, but that's okay.
I knew
But
this
I
would
picked
come.
you, Terry.
Bro,
But you're not being very nice.
We live in La La Land. I mean, you like to clown, you get a circus, but like, holy crap, this is beyond the pale. Oh, God. How possibly this has to be cynical. This has to be purposeful, and it has to be cynical. He gets no benefit of the doubt. There is absolutely no way that he legitimately believed that that was part of his hand tattoo, right? There's no fucking way. Like, there's no way. He just has to be lying. He has to be lying. And honestly, I don't really care if he's lying or not, because he gets zero benefit of the doubt anymore. And this is so dark and just evil. I mean, honestly, like, is he arguing that there's basically two, like, that the people that come in illegally are like just lesser people. They are lesser humans. They are second class. They aren't even citizens. They're second class human beings, and in that sense, they are not deserving the same rights, like due process or anything like that. It's so dark and gross. And like, what got him to this point? I mean, how? How do you how do you become like this? I don't understand. All right, we're gonna move on. There really isn't that much more to that story. Oh, there's an article. All right, we'll read this article really quick about it and see what it has to say. Trump would not concede MS-13. Oh, I can take this up down. Trump would not concede MS-13 letters were digitally added. The White House declined to explain why President Trump did not appear to realize that the photograph he held up on social media had been altered. During an interview with Terry Morgan of ABC News on Tuesday, President Trump insisted that the man his administration had mistakenly deported to El Salvador had a gang name tattooed on his hand. On his knuckles, Mr. Trump said, he had MS-13. Pause the tape. Rewind it to about a week earlier when Mr. Trump, in a social post, held up a photograph of the man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, showing him with 4 tattoos, one on each finger. There was a leaf, a smiley face, a cross, and a skull. Above those symbols, the alphanumeric term MS-13 has been superimposed onto the photo, essentially serving as a caption decoding the tattoos. Some gang experts have questioned whether they are truly MS-13 symbols. In the interview with Mr. Moran, the president appeared Mr. Moron. Mr. Moron. President appeared to believe that, oh, that's so childish. I can't believe I actually made that joke. The president appeared to believe that the characters that had been typed onto the photo he triumphantly held in his social media post were in fact tattoos themselves. Mr. Moron gingerly tried to correct the record about that, but Mr. Trump was having none of it. Wait a minute, he said. Hey, Terry. Mr. Morgan tried again. He did not have the letter. Don't do that. Mr. Trump cut in. MS-13. It says MS-13. When Mr. Morgan said that those characters had been photoshopped onto the picture, Mr. Trump looked positively mutinous. The exchange went around and around as the president continued to claim, with increasing exasperation, that these numbers and letters that he so badly wanted the world to see did in fact exist in ink on this man's knuckles. He could not bring himself to admit that Mr. Abrego Garcia did not have the words MS-13 tattooed on his hand. Why don't you just say, yes, he does, Mr. Trump finally said to Mr. Morgan, and, go on to do something else? Oh my God, it's hilarious. He's like, just why can't you just go do something else? Why do you even have to ask about this? Why can't you ask about my favorite flavor of soda? I love I love Diet Coke, and when I'm feeling a little bad, I'll have a regular Dr. Pepper with caffeine and all. Ooh, why can't you ask about stuff like that, huh? Fun stuff like my favorite candy bar or what I shot at golf last week. Did you hear I won the tournament? Why can't you ask about that? Oh gosh. Let's see, where was I? Asked about the exchange on Wednesday, Kush Desai, a White House spokesman, asserted that Mr. Abrego Garcia's tattoos were the insignia of a violent gang. But Mr. Desai declined to answer questions about why Mr. Trump would not accept that Mr. Abrego Garcia does not, in fact, have MS-13 tattooed on his hand, and that the photograph Mr. Trump had posed with in a social media post had been altered. The subtext of the knuckle text back and forth is this: the Trump administration has faced increasing scrutiny from the courts over its handling of Mr. Abrego Garcia, and it has chosen to respond to that scrutiny by waging a war of public opinion. Rather than release the detailed information about the steps it should be taking to comply with a Supreme Court order to facilitate this man's release, the administration is instead releasing statements and photographs hammering home its view that Mr. Abrego Garcia is a criminal. It's what Mr. Trump's original post about the tattooed hands was about in the first place. It's all part of an administration PR blitz. The White House lawn is embellished this week by lawn signs showing the names, faces, and alleged crimes of migrants who have been deported. As for Mr. Abrego Garcia and his tattoos, question mark, it is not exactly the clear-cut picture Mr. Trump would prefer. The president's advisors have repeatedly argued that two courts had ruled Mr. Abrego Garcia is a member of MS-13. In truth, he has never been charged with or convicted of being a member of the gang, but during his deportation proceedings, evidence was introduced that he belonged to MS-13, and judges decided it was enough to keep him in custody during the process. In fact, an immigration judge in 2019 ruled that Mr. Abrego Garcia could not be deported back to El Salvador because he could face prosecution or violence from a gang there. The judge allowed him to stay in the United States, and he obtained a work permit. A federal judge has also found the evidence that Mr. Abrego Garcia is a gang member to be dubious. The evidence against Abrego Garcia consisted of nothing more than his Chicago Bulls hat and hoodie and a vague, uncorroborated allegation from a confidential informant claiming he belonged to MS-13's Western Clique in New York, a place he had never lived. Judge Paula Zines wrote in an order this month. The Trump administration has increasingly zeroed in on tattoos when identifying Venezuelan migrants as gang members who could be deported to the prison in El Salvador. Immigration officials have cited markings like crowns and clocks as evidence of membership in Tren de Aragua, the transnational gang with roots in Venezuela. In an effort to determine the gang affiliation of the migrants, the Homeland Security Department created a scorecard and assigned the men points for different aspects of their tattoos. After having tattoos associated with the gang was worth 4 points, a tally of 8 points was considered evidence of gang membership. But law enforcement experts have questioned whether tattoos in general provide reliable evidence for identifying gang members, none of which comports with the message Mr. Trump had been pushing both in his social media posts and in his interview on ABC News Tuesday night. Yeah, so it's bananas. Living in La La Land. He's trying to there We've talked about this before, but just how stupid and sick it is that they're doubling down on this whole Abrego Garcia thing. Like, I don't understand why they think this is good PR, why this is good optics, or why this is good policy. I can't think even if I try and put myself in the strategic mindset of a Republican or a hardcore conservative, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. All this could do is push people away. This would never ever bring people over to your side. All this could do it, and like I know that there's such a large portion of Too Far Gone, cult members that like you're not going to push them away, but like you're going to push away any moderate in between person that might be more reasonable or have any semblance of a brain on their shoulders.